Hello, welcome in daily newspaper editorials audio program. Now headline: The long fight for accessibility dignity in India presents the Hindu, clearing the air on Delhi's pollution crisis. Mukul Senwal. Now headline in detail: The long fight for accessibility dignity in Indian prisons. The Hindu. While the general condition of Indian prisons have always been abhorrent for all prisoners, those with disability face even greater challenges. Soumya Jain, a research fellow, Disability Inclusion and Access with the Center for Legal Policy. The story of Professor G. N. Saiva is not just one of a travesty of justice, but is also a glaring indictment of the cruelty faced by prisoners with disability in India. His bittersweet victory came in March 2024 when he was finally exonerated after a decade behind bars, but just a month later in October 2024 he passed away. While recounting at a press conference the innumerable horses who had injured during this incarceration, he described the challenges he had with even basic tasks using the toilet, fetching water, or having a bath due to the complete lack of wheelchair accessibility at the Nagpur Central Jail. Promise his and the cell was so cramped that he had to rely on fellow inmates to lift his wheelchair, which often led to injuries. Prisoners in India have been plagued by violence, abuse, and neglect. In 1979-80, in the infamous Bhagalpur buildings incident where acid was poured into prisoners' eyes shocked the nation. In the early 1980s, the Mullah Committee report on prison reforms was released, recommending extended measures to improve prison conditions and administration. At in typical India policy fashion, no substantial improvements followed. Stafford prisons applying condition. In 1996, a Bengaluru Central Jail inmate wrote on the Chief Justice of India about this deplorable prison condition. Consequently, Rama Murthy versus State of Karnataka was a landmark case where the Supreme Court of India directed the government to address key issues such as overcrowding, trials, delay for torture, and neglect in prison in line with the Mullah Committee recommendation. Again, nearly 3 decades later, no substantial progress has been made even in the current state of prisons. Indian prisons house around 5.73 lakhs people, far exceeding their capacity of 4.36 lakh, with many operating at over 100% or even 200% capacity. National Crime Records Bureau 2020-22, Maharashtra Prisons Department 2024. While the conditions of Indian prisons have always been applying there, they are exacerbated for prisoners with disabilities. Prisoners with disability are easy target for abuse and violence from other prisoners and prisons staff. Their special needs are simply ignored when they need special assistance with essential daily activities. While the government lacks data on the number or the condition of prisons with disabilities, there are numbers new report highlighting the challenges they encounter. One of the most prominent example includes Father Stan Swami, who had Parkinson's diseases and was denied essential aesthetic items such as extra and sweeper during his imprisonment, making it difficult for him to eat and drink. Further, prisons with disability also encounter rampant instability. A 2018 audit out of the Tihar, Rohini, and Manduli jails in Delhi conducted by the Nippon Foundation highlighted accessibility gaps such as unavailability for functional wheelchairs, In a civil prison cells, toilets, mulaqat rooms and relaxation space and water coolers located on floors which lacked a civil rights that are only on paper. All prisoners in India have to right to inequality, freedom and life and personal liberty in as enshrined in the Constitution, a principle upheld by the Supreme Court in multiple judgments, notably in Upendra Bakshi Baj State of UP 1983. The court affirmed that prisoners have the right to live in human conditions with dignity. A regard prisoners with disability, India has obligations under various international commitments for protection of their rights. The National Mandela Rule 2015 requires prison administrators to make reasonable accommodations and adjustment for prisoners with disabilities. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities prohibits torture, cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment for punishment for persons with disabilities. These obligations are reflected in the Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016, which requires the state to protect persons with disability from abuse, violence, exploitation, at the denial of food and fluids, thus the denial of a straw and sweeper to Father Stan Swami constituted a clear violation of the law. The Ministry of Home Affairs Model Prisons Manual 2016 also specifies dignified living conditions in prisons. In July 2024, in Ministry further issued the accessibility guidelines for MHA, specify built-in interaction and associate service for the police station, prisons, and disaster mitigation center outline detailed requirement to make prisons facility accessible. While the right of prisoners with disability both against abuse for the disability appear promising on paper, they are seldom enforced. Like many other pieces of social welfare legislation in India, had the reality been different, proof Sai Baba would not have suffered would he as a prison with disability, a lack of political will. Many in society believe that cruel in prisoners and disabled, fueling a traveling indifference that undermines the political will for prison reforms. However, the message to be stated is clear: compliance with the law in spirit in a substance is non-negotiable regardless of political will. All prisoners, including those with disability, are the responsibility of the government. Given the prisons state subject, state governments bear the explicit responsibility to ensure that the rights the prisoners with disability are upheld. It is critical that the suffering Indicted by Proof Sahibas is a wake-up call to state authorities in Bhibul and relent their attitudes toward prisoners and disabilities, clearing the air on Delhi pollution crisis. The population of a city and surrounding area significantly contributes to year-round toxicity because the vehicular emissions and traffic congestion. Mukul Salwal served as policy advisor to the executive director of UNEP at later to the executive secretary of the UNFCCC and was closely associated with the interagency relations in the Chief Executive Board of the UN. Since 1984, when MC Mehta filed a public interest litigation petition, there have been a flurry of activities committed to combat air pollution beginning in October and then a lot has been achieved, but the growing economy and population have outpaced these measures. This is not unique to Delhi. Los Angeles established its air pollution control program in 1947 and currently remains among the worst in US, worth of PM 2.5 and ozone. The lesson is that urban toxicity is a big problem there. The problem itself is debated and requires long terms. The Supreme Court held the right to a clean environment and good health in a inherent part of the fundamental right to life, a personal liberty. This is the context to judicial review, moving from guiding government decisions to implementing them. The population of the city and the surrounding area significantly contributes to year-round toxicating because the vehicular emissions and traffic congestion driven by sunlight and low temperature and photochemical reaction combines hydrocarbons from the particularly unburned exudate the automatics with nitrogen oxide, a combustion byproduct to from ozone. This construction of particular matter PM2.0 causes serious health problem. Dispersed source in Delhi, Los Angeles and Beijing, 60% oxygen comes from vehicles and other 20% comes from soil dust, and less than 20% is more other sources stable varying in temporary and official data showing its share in Delhi PM 2.5 was less than 1% on October 17, promoting the Delhi government to set up committees for dust control. Today, the farmers of Haryana and Punjab are in a worse situation to conserve groundwater. They are required to delay sowing, reducing the time between harvesting and planting the next crop. The technology solution have not worked. Delhi is facing the classic lucrative response to complex political problem, cosmetic steps, and unverified claims, statistical complaints, and shifting responsibility were earlier noted by the NGT. This raised to question the whether the CAQM can discharge a political function for the needed hard choice. The UN review point of Beijing techno-political management system, which builds public awareness to deal with toxicity for forecasting, serve smog levels through warnings issued at last 24 hours in advance with over 1,000 PM 2.4 sensor throughout the city of Accountability monitor high emissions areas and periods. Second, Beijing has over 30,000 low-floor buses, five times the number operated by Delhi Transport Corporation. Third, both Beijing and Delhi transit centers with no peak hour traffic require additional measures to manage regional transportation. The court should be mandating the graded response action plan and the preparation of a toxicity management plan for the national capital and surrounding areas with budgetary allocations and political endorsement rather than episodic protection for farmers requiring smog towers.